Hello everyone, welcome to Automation with Playwright tutorial. This is our first lecture. In this lecture we will look at the installation process. Before we start the installation process, let's take a quick look at some of the details about Playwright. So Playwright is an open source NodeJS based test automation library developed by Microsoft. It enables reliable end-to-end testing for modern web applications. Some of the highlighted features: it supports languages such as TypeScript, JavaScript, Python, .NET, and Java. It also comes with parallel browser testing out of the box. That means you don't have to change anything, it comes right away. And it supports Chromium, WebKit, and Firefox. You can run your tests on remote machines such as Selenium Grid. If you have used Selenium before, you have probably heard of Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid can also be used with Playwright. Playwright also supports Selenium Docker. Provides support for multi-tap testing and iFrame testing as well. It is faster compared to some other automation tools in the market. You can actually write a test by recording your actions on UI. So for example, if you go to a web page and perform some actions, these actions can be translated into a test case. We'll look at these details later on. Let's look at the installation process. So these are the steps to install Playwright on your machine. The first step is to install VS Code. So VS Code is the Visual Studio Code. So if you go to this page, Visual Studio, you can get the latest version. I already downloaded it, so I'm not going to download this again. Same thing for Node. So if you go to nodejs.org, this is the latest version. Right now is 18.14.2, and it also includes npm 9.5.0. So I'm going to get the Windows installer, which is the 64-bit one. I already downloaded it, so I'm not going to download this again. I will just go ahead and install both of these softwares. So first install VS Code, and next is install Node. So let's go to my download folder. So here are the two. So first I will install VS Code. So I accept the agreement, next, next, and install. So I'm not going to change anything, just the default options. Alright, so it looks like it is completed downloading it. I'll just click on finish, which will launch the VS Code. So let's do that. Alright, so you can see that the Visual Studio is ready. Now I'm gonna install the second item, which is Node. So let's go ahead and install Node. So next, I accept, next. I'm not gonna change the location, next, 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 install. And this may take a minute, so let's wait a minute for it to be installed. Alright, so it looks like it is completed installing it. Very good. So now we want to look at the next step, which is just to check if the node has been installed correctly. So to do that, I'm going to write this command. So I'm going to open my command prompt. If you're using a Mac, you just open your terminal just to check. So I'm going to type the command node space -v, and this should show me the latest version, which is 18.14.2. I think that's the one. You can see it here. And then I also want to check if my npm has been installed, which should be 9.5.0. So let's try the next command, npm space -v, to check if npm has been installed correctly. So npm space -v, and we should see 9.5.0. Yes, it is. So you can see that we installed both of them correctly. Next step is step number 4. We're going to create a new folder on my PC. So when you are creating the folder, I will create the folder in my C drive, because this is where I installed both of the softwares, Node and Visual Studio. So I'll just go ahead and create a folder right here, and let's name this Playwright. Okay, again, I created this folder in my C drive. So I'm now gonna go to my Visual Studio Code and open that folder from here. So File, Open Folder, and let's choose that folder which is in the C drive, and Playwright right here. Okay, so C drive, Playwright. So let's open that folder. Okay, so I have opened that folder. Let's look at the next step. The next step is to open the terminal from VS Code. So this is the terminal from my Windows. I'm going to close this one, and I'm going to open the terminal from VS Code now. So terminal, new terminal. And if you open this, you can see that it's pointing to the folder where you just created that. So Playwright, so C Playwright. So now I'm going to install Playwright in this folder by writing this command npm init playwright latest. So let's copy this and let's go to that folder and paste that. And I'm getting an error here. Let's just reopen Playwright. Let's just reopen that Playwright folder. Sometimes it gives an error, so I'm gonna just go ahead and open my Visual Studio again. And I'll just open my terminal again. New terminal. Okay, and again, let's paste this. And you can see that it takes a minute. So if you see it happens, if you install it correctly, it shouldn't give you an error. If it does, just reopen your Visual Studio. Okay, so we're gonna choose TypeScript. You can see that the green one is the one that's selecting TypeScript. I'm gonna say yes. So just press the Enter key. And so I selected TypeScript where to put your end-to-end test, so it goes in the test folder. Yes. Add a GitHub action. No. And install Playwright browsers. Yes. And you can see that it's initializing the npm projects and installing Playwright test. Added 3 packages, and you can see that it has installed this correctly. Okay, so you may see some more items that will be downloaded, so but at the end you should probably see that it is completed downloading. So that's pretty much it about installing Playwright on your machine. In the next video we will look at a simple test case. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.